been afraid of something? Okay, well, whether you've been afraid of something real or imaginative, we've all had to deal with those fears. Well, in a story called Call It Courage by Armstrong Sperry, there is a 15-year-old boy named Mafatu who has to deal with his fear of the sea. Now, the sea is kind of the livelihood of the tribe that he lives in. He lives in a Polynesian tribe. And as a young boy, he remembers the time that he and his mother were almost swept away from the sea, and his mother actually ends up dying during this. So he's got a good reason for fearing the sea. But since his father, who is also the chief of the tribe, named him Stout Heart, which means the same thing as brave heart, he's having to deal with the problem of being afraid. He's afraid of the sea. So while other boys his age are out fishing and bringing back those fish and making their parents proud and making the tribe proud of them, Mafatu is too afraid to go out to sea. Well, it comes to the point where he finally realizes he has to conquer his fear. And so one night, he and his dog set away in his canoe to conquer the sea. And so during Mafatu's adventures, he battles a shark, he fights with an octopus, he kills a wild boar, and he comes up against man-eaters. Now, man-eaters are a group of people, a certain tribe, that actually eat other humans. And so there's an excerpt from this book where he's having to deal with these man-eaters. I would like somebody to come up and read that for me. Okay, Tiffany, please come up. Okay, just read this paragraph right here. Come on up so you can hear your voice.
He turned and ran blindly down the trail whence he had come, slipping, stumbling, his breath all but choking in his throat. He felt like a man drowning in ice-cold water. He felt as he had sometimes felt in dreams, fleeing on legs that were weighted. Only one thought gave him courage as he ran, his canoe, ready and waiting, his canoe. If only he could reach it, shove it into the water before the savages overtook him. Then he would be safe.
Okay, so Stout Heart was the name his father had given him and the name that he had to prove throughout this story. Now, the book is full of adventure, and even though some of the names might be kind of hard to pronounce, some of the names of the people or the names of the tribes are a little bit difficult to pronounce, the rest of the story is fairly easy to read, just as Tiffany's demonstrated for us. And so young and old are able to enjoy this book. Most of us can relate to him having to deal with his fear, and the adventures that he takes on are very exciting. So once again, the book is called Call It Courage by Armstrong Sperry.